вебинар из Энгадина, прямая трансляция. На прямой трансляции у нас сегодня Franziska Glünz. Franziska is now joining this webinar live from Engadin. И я, в общем-то, присоединяюсь к вам из Москвы. Наталья Сизова меня зовут. И будем рассказывать, конечно же, о Швейцарии, рассказывать о двух прекрасных отелях. Ну, пару вводных слов о том, какая сейчас ситуация. Ситуация, вы знаете, все время меняется, но есть такой хороший помощник, сайт travelcheck.admin.ch, где вы всегда можете проверить актуальную информацию и задать этой машине все самые сложные вопросы. А такие сложные ситуации постоянно появляются, что если я путешествую из одной страны с паспортом другой страны, вот все это сейчас можно решить на travelcheck.admin.ch, пройти всю процедуру ответов и получить в итоге, всю процедуру вопросов и получить в итоге ответ на свою ситуацию. В общем-то, работает достаточно хорошо. Прямое сообщение между Россией и Швейцарией у нас давно восстановлено, и сейчас оно практически ежедневное, кроме вторника. Авиакомпания Swiss летает, Аэрофлот тоже летает. В общем-то, обе авиакомпании говорят, что летают ежедневно, но, соответственно, нужно всегда проверять расписание и смотреть, не выпадают ли какие-то дни в связи с низкой загрузкой бортов. Ну и что еще нужно сейчас, конечно, знать и предупреждать своих клиентов, что в связи с нерегулярной загрузкой рейсов, да, то есть самолет может быть абсолютно разные модификации. Вот, это может быть аэробус 319-320, к которому обычно привыкли пассажиры из Москвы, либо это же может быть даже аэробус 220, и все питание на борту сейчас за деньги. И, в общем-то, нужно к этому заранее готовиться. Что касается зимнего сезона, пока Швейцария говорит о том, что кататься на лыжах все смогут без сертификатов. Вы знаете, что с 13 сентября ввели обязательные сертификаты для посещения всех заведений indoor, да, то есть в помещениях. Сертификат действует по принципу 3G, это не связано никак с интернетом, это значит, что вы либо geimpft, то есть вакцинированы, либо genesen, что значит выздоровели, переболели, либо getested, да, то есть вы сделали тест либо ПЦР, либо антиген-тест. Вот. И вы получаете в обмен на это сертификат, соответственно, разной длительности действия. Швейцарские горнолыжные курорты сказали, что катание на лыжах – это аутдор-активность, поэтому, пожалуйста, все приезжайте, катайтесь. Ну, соответственно, это будет сохраняться в этом виде, если не будет ухудшаться ситуация, да, пока она достаточно благоприятна и в Швейцарии, и вообще в Западной Европе. Вот. И второй момент касательно сертификатов, о котором мы сейчас говорим, мы будем еще писать подробности, да, это конвертация сертификатов, то есть если вы сделали одну из 4 признанных Европейским медицинским агентством прививок, а это Pfizer, Moderna, Johnson & Johnson или AstraZeneca, вы сделали ее не в Европе и не в Швейцарии, соответственно, вы можете этот сертификат обменять на швейцарский сертификат. И это возможно через единую онлайн-платформу с предоставлением документов. Да. Документы, в общем, достаточно простой набор. Это копия вашего паспорта, это сертификат о вакцинации, это подтверждение вашего бронирования, собственно, это подтверждение вашей поездки в Швейцарию и указание цели приезда в Швейцарию. Вот после этого вы можете конвертировать. Ну, сейчас пишут, что в течение 5 рабочих дней, но это максимум, да, обычно это будет происходить быстрее, и стоит эта процедура 30 швейцарских франков. Ну, это касается, конечно, в первую очередь не российских туристов, потому что у нас мало у кого есть европейская вакцина, но, в общем-то, ряды вакцинированных европейской вакцины у нас сейчас тоже достаточно быстро растут, поэтому, в общем-то, это достаточно полезная информация, я думаю, сейчас. Ну и это и другая полезная информация всегда на нашем сайте. Заходите, если вы не пользовались, то очень рекомендую этим сайтом пользоваться. И у нас есть другие более оперативные каналы связи. Это телеграм-канал Skip News, где еженедельно мы пишем важную информацию достаточно коротко и сжато. 4 раза в год мы делаем разные тематические подборки в новостных письмах. Вот. Ну и для, так скажем, общего вдохновения у нас есть и Facebook, и Instagram. Они не ориентированы на организацию мероприятий, они, в общем-то, рассказывают вам о Швейцарии в целом, о возможностях отдыха и показывают красивые, мотивирующие картинки. So here I'll close my entry note and I would love to hand over to Franziska Glünz, who is representing today 2 beautiful hotels, Grand Hotel Kronenhof in Pontresina and the Kulm Hotel in St.Moritz. So Franziska, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Natalia. And yeah, dobre den, everyone, and welcome also from my side. I'm happy to see that so many people are interested in the Engadin Valley. And first of all, I want to make you a little bit jealous. I have to carry you a little bit because the photo Natalia showed in the beginning, it's quite like that at the moment here in Pontresina. So you can see the beautiful autumn colors. It's really an amazing autumn at the moment in the Engadin. As my colleagues from the tourism board cannot be here today, I'm happy to first a little bit talk about the destination before we go into details at the Kulm and Hotel Kronenhof. So first of all, you probably know where St. Moritz is located. And there are several ways to go to St. Moritz. You can either fly to Milan or Zurich, and then there's a lot of train options. So if you're traveling with a group, or if your clients are organizing an event with you in St. Moritz or the Engadin Valley, they will probably either send the group by a charter bus or by train. You can please go on. Thank you. And arriving by train to St. Moritz, to the Engadin Valley, is already an event itself. As you can see, there are various different ways how you can make this train ride special. The train from Chur, which is halfway between Zurich and St. Moritz, is also part of the UNESCO World Heritage. And I mean, from the pictures, I think you can understand why. It's really an amazing train ride. It has like the Glacier Express that you can see in the top image in the middle. It has an excellence class where there's several course menu served together with the wine, accompanying wine, and you have a butler service, for example, so that's quite unique. Thank you. Of course, in summer, everyone wants to be outside, and the Engadin Valley has a lot of opportunities or possibilities what you can do in summertime. A lot of people, of course, go hiking, mountain biking, but there's also the lake or the lakes in the Engadin Valley. We have several lakes. For example, Lake St. Moritz is very popular for sailing, and Silva Plana is known for kite surfing and windsurfing. There's, of course, if you bring a group, if you want to do, for example, some kind of team building activities within an incentive. What I personally really like is the Alpine cheese factory that you can see in the picture, in the main picture, and the two ones on the right side. There you can do, for example, with a group, you can book a cheese making course. So you learn how to do the cheese, and then after the ripening process, they even send it to you. I'm not sure if they can send it to Russia, but I know they can send it to.
We have some cases when we produced cheese with a group, and cheese was sent.
You did it
Russia,
before.
But it's not the easy way, I would tell you. So
I assume.
and
so maybe you have to send it to the embassy.
I forgot to tell in the beginning that just we also appreciate you listening today, and that we have a quiz at the end. So that's what I need to tell in the beginning. So
Yes.
please listen carefully, пожалуйста, слушайте внимательно. У нас сегодня будет викторина в конце вебинара, и будет приз от отеля Kronenhof.
Thank you. Another idea for summer activities, for example, is like a summer winter Olympic Games. You can also see in these pictures, or a sailing regatta, which is of course also something really nice and special, especially as we are high up in the mountain, and normally you go sailing on a lake in the lower lands, or you go to the seaside to go sailing. Thank you. In winter, there are a lot of adventurous sports. Of course, people, when they think of St. Moritz in winter, the first idea is, okay, skiing, but there's much more in the Engadin than skiing. And this is what makes it really special compared to other destinations, other winter sport destinations in Switzerland. Because besides skiing, there's, for example, in the middle picture, you can see the ice climbing activity, which is offered here in Pontresina, just a little bit further down the road from Hotel Kronenhof, where I'm currently sitting. But if you're looking for something more relaxed, there's cross-country skiing, winter hiking, snowshoeing, and for the ones who are really adventurous, there's paragliding or the Olympic bog run. And the Olympic bog run is located just next doors to Kulm Hotel. It's in walking distance. And if you're really looking to surprise your clients with a special activity, I can only recommend it. It's a lot of fun, and you get like a certificate afterwards that says that you did your bob baptize in St. Moritz.
You even get the video recording of your racing,
yeah.
And this is really you have the impression you participated in the competition,
like you're like an Olympic sportive
exactly.
person. Yeah, thank you. And one of the very special activities is also on Kovač mountain. Kovač has the possibility that you can rent out the mountain at night exclusively for a group. So there's night skiing, there's food on the mountain. And of course, this is something really special, because when else can you get a mountain just for yourself? And then at night, the atmosphere is again different than during the day. So you have a lot of lights, you have the moon and the sky, the stars in the sky. So it's really a unique event. And since last year, there's also the distillery, the highest distillery in the world. It's on 3,300 meters above sea level. And of course, you can also do a tasting and like a tour of the distillery, which is also really nice if you're looking for something on the mountain, but not too sportive. And the views from Kovač are unique.
And you can combine both, right?
Exactly. Yeah, well, if you maybe had a tasting, I'm not sure if you should ski afterwards. But of course, you could also combine both events. Yes. And by the way, the mountain, Kovač mountain, belongs to the same company as the two hotels I represent, Kulm Hotel St. Moritz and Hotel Kronenhof in Pontresina. It's owned by, or they are all owned by the Niarchos family. And maybe you know Niarchos, they are a Greek shipping family. And one of the sons, Stavros Niarchos, in 2019 got married to Dasha Lukova, who you probably know as well. It was a big party, a lot of like Hollywood celebrities from Russia. And of course, as Dasha is connected to the art scene, like the Garage Museum in Moscow, there were a lot of people from the art scene as well invited to the big wedding. Yeah, it was really a very nice and interesting event. So that's a little bit our connection between the mountains that I just showed you, but also to Russia. So let's first have a look at Kulm Hotel in St. Moritz. On this picture, you can see the lobby. The lobby is quite unique and famous. It was used several times already as a photo shooting location. And here you can also see a little sneak preview of the moon boot photo shooting that we had in March. And this campaign will be launched very soon. So if you see a moon boot advertisement in the next weeks, it was probably done at Kulm Hotel. Kulm Hotel has 164 rooms. Like 50% are renovated by Pierre-Yves Franchon, who's a French interior designer. And a lot of the other rooms have had like a soft renovation, a soft makeover. But of course, if you have a request to us, you can always mention the type of rooms you want, or we do run of house and then we see what kind of rooms we can allocate your group to. A lot of rooms have beautiful views on the lakes, on a balcony. In winter times, a balcony is not, it's just for taking pictures, but at summer times, of course, it's nice to also have the view on the lake and the mountains around the hotel. Dining experiences. In winter, Kulm has up to 7 restaurants. In summer, it's a little bit less because summer the season is shorter, and also there are a lot of other possibilities, of course, as well. And we try to focus more on the winter season when it comes to culinary experiences. On the big picture, you can see Kulm Country Club that was opened in 2017, and it was renovated by Lord Norman Foster, a very popular and famous architect from the UK. And in front of Kulm Country Club, between Kulm Country Club and Cesar Park, there's an ice rink in winter time. So you can go, you can have lunch or dinner, maybe dinner not, because then it's already dark, but you can have lunch or an afternoon snack, and the kids, for example, can go ice skating. We have the only Peruvian restaurant in St. Moritz as well. The lady with the blue hair in the picture in the corner, that's Claudia Canessa. She's already doing a pop-up restaurant with us for several years, and she's Peruvian. She was born and raised in Lima, and she does the best ceviche in the world. I can really say her food is amazing. And so you can see we offer everything from Swiss specialities to international cuisine, to Peruvian, to French high cuisine. So there's really everything, a pizzeria, there's really for every kind of taste, everyone will find something. And the highlight since last winter season is the K by Mauro Colagreco. Mauro Colagreco was #1 of the San Pellegrino list, so the 50 world's best restaurants for the last 2 years, because there was not a voting last year due to COVID. And now he's part of the best chefs in the world. And already after a couple of weeks with him, we received the Michelin star for him, for his restaurant at the Kulm Hotel. So Mauro Colagreco has 3 stars in his main restaurant in France and 1 at the Kulm Hotel in St. Moritz. So he's really one of the best chefs in the world. The spa experiences, we have 2,000 square meters of spa at Kulm Hotel. As you can see here, again, it's all about the views on the lakes and on the mountains. Then, of course, for you, most important is also the event locations we have. In total, we have 6 event locations in the hotel. There's in the big picture, Posage, which is our biggest meeting room, but we also have the Grand Restaurant that can be used for bigger banquets, which is normally like our main dining room, but of course we can also use it and then have a big banquet or event in there. There are smaller rooms for like a board meeting and the big event rooms as well. Thank you. Also, outdoor spaces can, of course, be used at the Kulm Hotel. For example, we had the drive-in cinema this summer for the second time already, and there's always Passione Engadina, end of August. It's an Italian car gathering. So what in winter time is an ice rink for ice skating can in summer be used for car events, but of course also for concerts and any other kind of events. For example, two years ago, if I'm not mistaken, Natalia, we had Paulina here at Kulm Hotel, and she did like a boot camp also on the field of Kulm Hotel.
Yeah, just maybe explaining to those who is not following the Polina Kitsenka. It's a
Exactly.
blogger, and she's doing fitness camps for like upscale clients, and she loves actually to come to St. Moritz.
Yeah. Thank you. And so the second hotel we have is Hotel Kronenhof. It's located about 10 minutes by car from St. Moritz. So it's not in the city center of St. Moritz, but in a very traditional village. It's the only 5-star superior property in Pontresina, and it has amazing views on the surrounding glaciers. So in St. Moritz, it's all about the lakes, and in Pontresina, you have the glaciers around. And it's for those who do not really need the glitz and glamour of St. Moritz, who want to sometimes go there to be there, but who prefer a more relaxed, more casual atmosphere. But of course, as you can see from these pictures, the hotel itself is, of course, again, a grand hotel. It just had a big renovation last off season, so in springtime. And now we have a new lobby, a new reception area, a new bar, and a new chimney room. So the whole, we call it bel etage, was renovated. And yeah, so far everyone loves it. And we're really happy about this modern design that we now have. It's a very fresh atmosphere. Also the rooms, some of the rooms at Hotel Kronenhof were recently renovated, but of course we also still have some classic rooms, as you can see in the smaller pictures. So it's a combination of everything. For example, the smallest picture, it's in our Bella Vista part of the hotel, and that's a kind of room that we love to give for groups because the rooms all have the same view. They have a balcony or a terrace. They're more or less the same in style and size. So this, of course, is always an advantage if you bring a group, that everyone has like more or less the same type of rooms. Again, here the designer was Pierre-Yves Rochon. Also the bar, it has now a very unique, very special atmosphere. It's quite dark, but that's what we wanted. We wanted to have a place where people meet in the afternoon, in the late afternoon for a pre-dinner drink, or they come back after dinner to have another drink and just relax a little bit. So it's a very, very calm and very, bar-like atmosphere now. Before it didn't really have its own identity, but now we have really a place that is always crowded and people love to be here. Also, of course, at our smokers room, which you can see in the pictures on the bottom of the page. And outdoor, the dining experiences or gourmet experiences at Kronenhof, they're a little bit smaller. In total, we have 3 restaurants. But there's always the possibility to also combine it with Kulm Hotel. So we are sister properties. Of course, we work together, and people can always also go to Kulm Hotel to have dinner there. We have the pavilion, which is for lunch and for a nice drink in the afternoon. Then we have our Grand Restaurant on the top picture. This is very nice also for larger groups. We have Kronenstübli, our gourmet restaurant, And then we have the Kredigstübli as an additional restaurant for engagement parties or for smaller groups, families who want to have a private dinner here. The spa at Hotel Kronenhof is also 2,000 square meters big and on 2 floors. And here is really nice that we also have outdoor yoga platforms. So we can do yoga classes outside. Of course, not now in winter times, but in summer, this is really popular. Also, if you want to combine a little bit with sports, with well-being, of course, spa and yoga is a big part of it. So to the event facilities at Hotel Kronenhof, one of the most special facilities is our wine cellar. It's on 2 floors, and it was originally really a wine shop of the family, of the founding family, but now it's used as an event place. And as the wine cellar is located underneath our main kitchen, there are no guest rooms close by, and you can party as long as you want. A lot of groups like to have dinner in one of our restaurants, and then they go for after party or even for wine tasting or similar to the wine cellar, because it's really a nice atmosphere. And if you're in the main entrance, you would never expect the core hotel to have a room like this. And there's also our bowling alley. I'm sorry. Thank you. The bowling alley is from around the 1920s. And it's also really nice for smaller groups to have, for example, a cheese fondue here or raclette, which is of course very typical for Switzerland. And you can do a bowling competition. So it's nice to combine it like a quite rustic dinner together with a competition, or you do like an aperitif in the bowling alley and just enjoy the special atmosphere there. Thank you. At Hotel Kronenhof, we of course also have normal event facilities, like the one on the big picture. That's where I'm currently sitting. Like you can see also here a little bit. It looks similar than the photo. So this is our boardroom, the Julia, but we also have Rosec and Salon Bleu, which are really nice for meetings, but also for dinners and nice event locations inside the hotel. Of course, there's also weddings and other romantic events. I'm not going into detail much, but I just wanted to show you that this is, of course, also what we do at both hotels. And you can see it's quite a romantic setting at Kronenhof and Kulm Hotel. As Natalia already mentioned earlier, of course, COVID is still present. COVID is still there. At the moment, you have to have a certificate if you stay at a hotel and you want to, for example, have dinner or go to the spa, but it's not needed to have a certificate if you just want to have a room there and to stay at a hotel. For the winter season, we decided, or we are planning to do the 3G rule. Natalia already explained that to you earlier. So either vaccinated, recovered, or tested. Same for the events. There are obligations that you have to follow depending on the size of the event, if it's indoors, outdoors. But there are a lot of information on this, of course, also on the Engadin web page, and they're updated regularly. So you can always have a look there and see what's the most recent information on COVID. And I also wanted to mention to you that even if we are in a mountain area, there are a lot of possibilities to get tested. So if you're not vaccinated, your clients are not vaccinated, or they just want to be safe, they need a test to return to Russia or to go to some other place, we can always arrange that. There are a lot of doctors, like just across the street from Kronenhof, we have a doctor that we work with, but also some pharmacies in the area do the COVID testing. And last year at Kulm Hotel, we even had every day in the afternoon, we had somebody coming to the hotel and like with a little test station. But of course, if you want to do it individually, we can also, of course, bring someone to do the test in the hotel, for example, in the guest rooms. That's not a problem at all. Yeah. Well, at the moment, the hotels are closed and we'll open again beginning of December to end of April. Here, just some facts for you to have an overview on our facilities, on the hotels. But of course, I can give you all the information and answer all your questions also afterwards.
Yeah, by the way, we have the chat, so if you have a question to Franziska, so
exactly,
you can type it in and yeah. So
just put it to the chat and I'll try to answer it for you.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, that's me again. So thank you for listening. Thank you for your time. And yeah, as I said, just let me know if you have any questions, or of course, also if you have requests and interest in one of our hotels.